This is an Elddis Avante 574. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you have your 2 gas bottle tie downs and your gas regulator on the bulkhead. We do have the gas pipe work available here on site should you need to buy it. You can carry a maximum of 2 6kg propane gas bottles at any point on board the caravan. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the van while it's on site. They're only there for stabilising the caravan, not lifting the caravan. If you lift the caravan with these, it could potentially damage the floor of the van itself. You've then got your water pump connection, which pulls out the side of the van and pushes it into place. You lock it in place with the cap here, the cover here. You've then got your pickup pipe that drops inside the act roll, and the pump needs to be fully submerged in water prior to turning the water pump on. If it's not, it could potentially cause an airlock inside the water system. You've then got your battery box. You put a battery on board the van so it runs as it should, and then you've got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site. Connections are quick release terminals on top, so you pull off the caps and release them from the van itself, and the mains power lead just pushes straight into the connection on the van. You've then got your wheel nuts and motor mover. The motor mover will demonstrate to you here on site in person, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts to the correct setting prior to the van leaving. The fresh water that goes in the caravan has to come out somewhere, and it comes out through these 2 pipes down the side here. So you'll have 2 bits of grey pipe that go into these larger diameter holes, and then they'll drop down inside your waste master. And essentially that's the water that's been through the sinks and the shower on board the van. Coming towards the back of the van, you've then got your toilet flush tank, so you'll open this up with the key, drop the flap down as you can see, and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette, so you'll pull up the orange handle and pull the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette, you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away, it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. In this cassette, you'll need to put 1 litre of water and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van on either side, you've got your 2 wind down legs again to stabilise the van while it's on site. And as you're coming down the door side, you've got your storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear of the van. You've got a 3-pin socket so you can have power coming out to your awning. You've got your 2 fridge vents. 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Then you've got a gas flue behind the cover on the top right hand side here. The last thing on this side of the van at the front is your barbecue gas point just down the front there. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. To the left of the door, as you come into the caravan, you've got your main control panel. So you've got power on the central switch here. So on the control panel, you've got your main power switch on the left-hand side, and the control panel will load up. You've then got your lighting options for the inside of the caravan just here, and the external awning light also. Below that, you've got your main control panel. You've got your hot water controls, your heating controls, your water pump controls, timer for the heating and hot water systems, and your battery voltage on the screen. First thing you're going to need to do when you come into the caravan is fill the water system up. So you're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system and come underneath the seat on the front right hand side. And underneath this seat on the front right hand side, you should find So, do apologise there. Underneath the bed on the left hand side of the van, as you're walking towards the back, you will find the water switch for the drain down system. So with the valve pointing to the right as it is at the moment, you'll be able to fill the water system up. And when you turn that valve round into this position now, you'll be able to drain the water system down. So to fill the system up, what you'll do is, with all the taps open and the water butt completely full, or the water barrel completely full, and the pickup pipe connected, you'll hit the water pump switch and the water pump will start filling the system up. Now when you initially go to fill the caravan, it will take a lot longer than what it will if you've left water in the system. What we do recommend is that you drain the caravan down after each use of the caravan. Once you have water running out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, you shut all of the taps back off, and then you can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. So at the front, again, on this control panel, on the left hand side as you walk into the caravan, you've got your option for your hot water here, so you hit the hot water option. You've got Eco, which will just warm up to a preset temperature, essentially. Then you'll need to select 3.3 amps, so it runs on the 3.3 amp option. And that'll be your Eco hot water. So that's essentially that means is it'll just keep at a steady temperature in the water tank, so it doesn't have to warm up from cold every time you go to boost it. Turn both of those back off and back in the off position. You have frost protection mode here, which for this we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan completely. But on the right hand side here, you'll see you have your time boost. So you've got your gas time boost, or you've got your electric time boost. Now, personally, I'd use it on gas if you're going to boost the water system, but you hit the gas option. It will self-ignite on gas, and it will boost for 15 minutes. You can also, again, run it as a combination of the two, as you can see, with the electric and the gas at the same time. If it fails to ignite on gas, it will send the icon here red, and it will also bleep at you to say it has failed to ignite. Press the bottom button to go back to the home screen. And then you've got your heating options. So very similar again, you've got your electric options down the side here, 2.9 amps, 5.7 amps and 11.3 amps. It will depend on what caravan site you're on to what you set this to. So for instance here on site we can run a maximum of 2.9 amps. You'll then control the temperature of the room heating on the minus or plus button on the right hand side here. You can also turn on the blown air fan, so it warms up with the blown air fans by pressing the fan symbol on the bottom right hand side. You also then got your option to run gas and electric on 5.7 amps as a combination if you want to boost the system quickly heat wise. So again, the gas will boost the heating system so it warms up quicker. Again, then you've got your frost protection, which again we do advise you read the manual fully for. Off button will turn the heating and hot water back off. Come back to the home screen. Like I said, you've got your time boost down the bottom here, your timer for your heating and hot water, your power, your 12 volt battery supply, and the amps currently coming into the caravan on the right hand side of the screen as well. We've then got our fridge. The fridge is very simple to use. You've got a power button on the front, so you'll turn the fridge on. Flame symbol is essentially saying the fridge is trying to ignite on gas. So if it fails to ignite on gas, it will flash the blue flame symbol here, and also the red warning triangle on the right hand side. 240 volt mode, you've got the electric 240 volt mode here. So, sorry, I should have said with the pilot light here, that is the pilot light when it is solid blue. 240 mains, and then you've got your temperature control on gas and mains on this button on the right hand side. You've also then got your 12 volt mode. So 12 volt mode is when you're towing down the road, and essentially it turns the fridge into a cool box. It will only work if you have the correct power supply coming from your car to the caravan. If you do not have the correct power supply, it will not operate as a cool box. It will just bleep and flash the screen at you like it was doing a moment ago. You can turn the fridge off by pressing and holding the power button, and also you can turn it on by pressing and holding the power button on the left hand side there. Another thing I'm going to show you is the 240 style trip switches, the same as the household trip switches that you have at home. What you'll see is down on here, they're all individually marked for what they're for, and then you have a test switch here. If you hit the test switch and the power drops down like it's just done, that means you have mains power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you are on. At the bottom you have your 12 volt fuses. The 12 volt fuses are very much there for the 12 volt systems on board the caravan, and as you see at the top there, they're all individually marked what each fuse should be, and then what each fuse is for at the bottom. So if you do get any 12 volt problems, I'd advise you start by looking at the fuses to make sure they're intact, and if they're not, replace, and that should hopefully solve the problem with the 12 volt system. Coming into the back of the caravan now, we have the toilet system. Very simple to use toilet, electric flush on top here. Red light that appears when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. Normally in the centre here you'll see a black flap. The guys just cleaning the van still, but there'll be a black flap here that has to be that you can open with the handle on the front of the toilet here. This grey waste handle needs to be pushed over into the right hand position to open the toilet waste cassette up, and then you can have it in the closed position when you're not using the toilet. You will need to make sure that when you're not, or when you're going to remove that cassette from the van, that this handle is back in the central position. The toilet seat itself does also turn for your convenience. However, again, you would need to put it back into the central position to be able to remove that cassette. So this is the Elddis Avante 574. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.